Chinese woman wrecks Ferrari immediately after renting it. Last month, a Chinese woman was trying her best to recreate Fast and Furious on the streets of Shanghai in a rented Ferrari that set her back $1,000. Right after renting the ride, she filmed a selfie boasting about how fantabulous it was to drive the Italian sports car. Then she was forced to actually drive the car, which is where the problems began. On the empty road, she immediately loses control and beelines right into the dividing barrier. Death Racer blamed wet pavement, but she might have been busy playing on her phone. Hopefully the transporter can cover the cost to fix a $600,000 ride. Oh yeah, then there are the 2 other cars she also messed up on the other side of the road. She should rent a Lambo next time. Asian driver jokes in 3, 2, 1. Still alive? Keep watching.
Don't drink and drive, kids. A Mississippi woman is lucky to be alive and unscathed after a gas station car crash that's possibly one of the craziest ever caught on camera. According to a deputy on the scene, the incident occurred after driver Shelby Lynn May got off work, where she'd had one too many drinks. Her compact white sedan was spotted speeding over 100 miles per hour, going into oncoming traffic and nearly colliding with another vehicle before crossing back over. Surveillance footage from the Marathon Extra Mile gas station shows the car skidding into an embankment and going airborne. It crashes through a brick sign before flipping and landing in between 2 fuel pumps. Miraculously, none of the gas pumps were hit, and May literally walked away with only very minor injuries. She wasn't lucky enough to escape the law, though, and has been arrested and charged with driving under the influence.
Facebook livestream shows woman's last seconds before deadly crash. A Czech woman live-streamed what appeared to be a fun road trip with a friend, not knowing she was actually capturing the final few moments of her life. The video shows Nicole Barabasova in the passenger seat and a female friend at the wheel. The pair is seen laughing and talking into the camera as their Volkswagen cruises down a highway, reportedly at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour. Seconds later, Barabasova looks ahead and suddenly lets out a small yelp. The yelp turns into an alarmed scream as the car hits a barrier and flips over. The camera falls but continues recording, though all that can be seen is a seatbelt. It's eerily silent for the next few seconds, until a man is heard calling out in a panicked voice. Emergency services arrived 20 minutes later and turned off the live stream. Barabasova was reportedly killed in the crash. Her pal survived, but is still in intensive care with a serious head injury. What happened to the 2 ladies was no doubt a horrific accident, but focusing more on the road and less on everything else is always a good rule when driving.
Eyes on the road. An 18-year-old cheerleader has died after a distracted driver crashed into her car in Arlington, Texas. Alexis Butler was backing out of a friend's driveway on November 10th when a pickup truck smashed into the passenger side of her Toyota Camry. The impact pushed the car onto a nearby grassy area and injured Butler, who died in the hospital a week later. The pickup hit a fence and a light pole, but the driver was not injured. He admitted he was looking down at the time of the crash and was doing a breathalyzer test on a court-ordered ignition interlock device. The anti-DWI device measures drivers' blood alcohol concentration and only allows a vehicle to start if they pass the test. Drivers do need to do retests at periodic times throughout the ride, but while everyone else pulls over, the 31-year-old oddly chose to do it while his car was still moving. Police say the man wasn't intoxicated during the crash and has yet to be charged with anything.
Drunk driving woman live streams car crash and kills her little sister. It appears there's no turning back for 18-year-old Obdulia Sanchez after a drunk driving incident on Friday that not only totaled her car and seriously injured another female passenger, but also killed her 14-year-old sister, Jacqueline. On July 21st, Sanchez was cruising through Los Baños, California. Her younger sister and another 14-year-old girl were also in the car. Sanchez happened to be live streaming on Instagram while driving when she suddenly lost control of the vehicle and swerved off the road. The car then crashed through a barbed wire fence and rolled over in a field by the highway. As this was happening, Sanchez's little sister Jacqueline was ejected through the back window. She was not wearing a seatbelt. Following the crash, Sanchez ran to her sister's side, but her immediate behavior was bizarre to say the least. Listen carefully. Jacqueline did not make it. The other girl in the car did survive but suffered serious leg injuries. Obdulia Sanchez is now facing charges of DUI and vehicular manslaughter while under the influence. Her little sister Jacqueline was about to celebrate her 15th birthday this week. Distracted drivers, please pay attention. Live streaming while driving can be a deadly combo.
This is not a scene from a movie. At least 4 people were killed and 9 others were injured in a pileup in suburban Taipei on Wednesday morning. The accident took place when a concrete mixing truck smashed into more than a dozen cars on Yangda Boulevard, sending cars flying into houses on the side of the street. The Taipei Fire Department says the truck's brakes failed while it was traveling downhill, which may have been the cause for this deadly accident. The driver of the truck was thrown out of the vehicle and killed in the accident. Yangda Boulevard is a main road in Taipei that leads to the famous Yangming Mountain area, but it's also one of the deadliest roads in Taipei. 11 people were reportedly killed in accidents on Yangda Boulevard over the past 3 years.